Thank you for tuning in to the best parenting show on the internet, Post Daily Dose.
It's the Post. It's the Post. It's the Post. The Post Daily Dose. It's the Post. It's the Post. It's the Post. The Post Daily Dose. It's the Post. It's the Post.
Hey, good evening, Facebook family. Welcome to another episode of Post Daily Dose with me, your trusted parenting advisor, faithful guide and servant on the healing journey. What's my name? Big Papa Bryan+Post. Happy freaking fabulous Friday, baby. Freaking fabulous Friday. Freaking fabulous Friday. It doesn't even feel like Friday. I don't even know what day it feels like. It just feels like a day. And it just feels like a blessed day. Just a blessed day. We're just blessed. We're just blessed. You're blessed. I'm spreading blessings to you. Blessed, blessed, blessed. So I'm in Crescent City, California. Same place I was yesterday, although I was back in Eureka. Now I'm back in Crescent City, and tomorrow we're going to do an all-day intensive camp with a group of adoptive parents, and I'm very excited, and also have some staff people that are going to be there. And so it's going to be so good because they have no idea what they're in for. They have no idea. I have people ask me all the time, well, tell me. In fact, just today I had a lady say, well, can you explain what you're going to do in the camp? I said, yeah, we're going to do a little lecture and then we're going to do a little emotional work. As soon as I say emotional work, that's when it's like there's no perspective, because emotional work cannot be defined. And I've been doing this for 20 years. And I could tell you, and I could tell you, and I could tell you, like, we're going to do this specifically. You're going to breathe into your body. You're going to have this experience, and it's just going to go, you're going to cry. You might get angry. You might get sad. You might get scared. And people don't get it because it's emotional. And that's what I keep telling you about. Healing is emotional. Relationships are emotional. This whole thing called trauma, this whole thing called parenting, this whole thing called trauma education is about emotion. It's not about the left hemisphere. It's not about your thinking brain. Because your thinking brain is a byproduct of your emotional brain. That's what we don't get. We don't get that our thinking brain is a byproduct of our emotional brain. When you get stressed out, your emotional brain is dictating to your thinking brain. That's why in times of stress, you become confused and distorted. That's why your thinking becomes confused and distorted. That's why your short-term memory is suppressed, because you are being held hostage to your emotional brain. If you want to create a breakthrough in your family, if you want to create a breakthrough in your relationships, in your home, in your life, you've got to get in touch with the emotional brain. And guess what? The emotional brain is directly connected to the body. And guess what's stored in the body? Trauma. Trauma is stored in the body. Hello, Mimi. I see my fine mama checking in. I'm doing well. All is well. Just staying busy. Going. But all's good. I'm blessed. So you got to get into the body. And so here's the thing. I titled tonight's episode, what did I title tonight's episode? How to know if your therapist knows what the hell they're talking about? I don't think that was it. I'm usually not that blunt. Yeah, sometimes I am, but I don't think I was tonight. Has something to do with that. How to know if your therapist knows what they're talking about. And here's how you know. It's so simple. I'm going to make this so simple for you. If you have a counselor, you're going to go to counseling for your child. Listen to this. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. You go to your counselor for your child, and if the first thing your counselor says, bring your child in for a session, come back in an hour, if that's the first thing they say, or if the second thing they say is, well, tell me about all the behaviors. Okay, well, bring him in for a session. If the third thing they say is, oh, how long has he been out of control? Bring him in for a session. If the fourth thing they say is, have you tried medication? Bring him in for a session. If the fifth thing they say is, well, what would be a fifth thing? Have you considered residential treatment or group homes? Bring him in for a session. 5 things. If your therapist starts off with any of those 5 things, the most important one being bring your child in for a session, you know they don't know what the hell they're talking about. That's elementary therapy. That's elementary counseling. And there's just no place in the world any longer for therapists not to advance their education. And the reason is because healing starts in the home. And you, mom and dad, are the catalyst to healing in the home. And if you, mom and dad, are not open to the understanding of your own experiences and your own fear and your own stress, and therefore transcending that experience that you have internally, transcending that and seeing how your child is impacted by their stress and their trauma, you're not going to get to where you want to get to. So anytime a counselor wants to start counseling your child, instead of realizing that the power of healing is in the home, it's in the relationships, and it starts with the foundation of mom and dad. You guys are the foundation of the family. You are the foundation of the family. You have the power to create healing in your home and for your children. All you need is a little bit of guidance and a little bit of education and a little bit of insight. I'm not a therapist. I'm an educator. That's it. I'm not a therapist. I'm an educator. I'm a coach. I'm a guide. I'm your faithful guide on the healing journey. That's all I am. I'm just going to guide you into a deeper understanding of yourself so you can understand your children differently. That's all I'm going to do. And from that place, you're beautiful, magical, wonderful, intelligent, passionate people. You can figure it out. I'm just going to guide you. I'm not going to take your child away from you and sprinkle magic therapist pixie dust all over your child and then drop them back in your home and then expect you to magically figure out what's wrong with them when out of the 168-hour week, I spend 2 hours with your child and then drop them back in your home for 166 hours. Does that make any sense whatsoever? Absolutely not. So if your counselor starts off by saying, just evaluate, this is all you got to do. Like to get therapy for my child. I'm having some behavior problems. And then listen. See what they say. If they say, well, bring him in. I got an appointment. You can bring him in. Just hang up. Click. And dial the next one. Therapists and counselors have gotten lazy. They've gotten lazy. First of all, they hadn't wanted to do their own work. And so they've just spent decades, I'm telling you, decades of just focused on doing cognitive behavioral therapy with children, bypassing parents altogether, doing cognitive behavioral points and rewards, timeouts, consequences, some kind of radical structure, restraint, medication, diagnosis, all these common things. It's because they're lazy, because they haven't done their own work, and they haven't researched, and they haven't studied, and they haven't tried to learn beyond the crap they got in college. What they got in college was crap. Most of their professors never even worked with a family. They certainly never worked with trauma. So then you have all these professors who've never worked with trauma going out and teaching all these. I'm not talking about all professors. I know there are some great professors like Bessel van der Kolk. Props, respect, Bruce Perry. I stand on their shoulders. Those guys are giants and luminaries. You know how many therapists have actually had the great opportunity to study the works of those individuals? Very few. And the ones who have, those are the ones you want to work with. The therapists who didn't just graduate with a diploma and call themselves a therapist and then never study anything more again. The therapists who, see, this is another thing. If you take your child to a counselor and they tell you that they're trauma informed and the first thing they do is start in on your kid, grab your kid and freaking run. Healing starts in the home, and it starts with the foundation, and that's mom and dad. And you got to do your emotional work. There's no way to get around it. You got to do your work. You got to do your work. You got to do your work. If you don't do your work, and the only way you're going to do your work if you come looking for help is that you have got to connect with professionals who've done their own work. The professionals that you are looking to for guidance have to have done their own work. Those are the professionals that are going to help you on the healing path. because they're going to understand the potholes and the challenges. They're going to be more enlightened. They're going to be more aware. They're going to say things to you that make sense. They're going to validate you. They're going to honor you. They're going to acknowledge you. You're going to talk to them from your old paradigm, because that's probably where you're at. You're going to say stuff from the old paradigm, and they're going to give you something to think about that makes you go, damn, you're right. When they do that, you know they've done their own work. But otherwise, they're just talking to you about head stuff. The next counselor that talks to you about a point and reward chart, I want you to slap the spit out. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh my God. Completely forgot. Oh, I forgot I was on Post Daily Dose. Oh my gosh. I thought I was on the football field again. Next counselor that talks to you about points and rewards, I want you to say, thank you so much, but I don't think this is going to be a good fit. And we're probably going to go and just move on down the road. That's what I want you to say to them. Because they're well-meaning, well-intentioned, but they're scared. They're just, at the end of the day, they're just scared. And it's so easy to be fearful and stay fearful and remain fearful your whole professional career. I deal with scared professionals every single day. I deal with scared professionals who take their fear out on overwhelmed, stressed out parents, oftentimes traumatized parents, and traumatized children every single day. And I hear horror stories day after day after day from well-intentioned professionals, even the ones in the community that are the experts, and they are doing atrocious things in the name of trauma therapy. So just think, that's all you got to do. And don't be afraid to say, this is not a good fit for me. Don't be afraid to say that. Because the person, the therapist that's going to walk beside you, or the counselor that's going to walk beside you, they're going to be courageous, because they understand trauma, they understand pain, and they understand the value of creating healing in the family. My mom just gave me a big Brian. I just slipped up. Sorry, Mom, I just slipped up. Okay, guys, that's it. God bless you. Happy freaking fabulous Friday, baby. Big Papa loves you. And it's Friday, so I'll see you on Monday. Talk to you soon.